As a person of African descent, have you ever wondered where your Afrophobia stems from? Have you? Also, why do you think that it is until African sciences gain some sort of Western validation that it can be considered and seen as actual and true science? Let me remind you that when the Buddhist monks claimed that mindfulness was useful and could work wonders for mental health, their claims were dismissed and disregarded. But until they found that it was useful for MBCT therapies, that was when the scientists validated their claims that mindfulness was actually useful for mental health issues. The point I'm trying to make is Western validation does not make indigenous knowledge true or false. What we know, we already do. Now, let us use postpartum depression as another case study here. We have always known for years that postpartum depression was a thing. It had a name, it was called Bombo. And it was looked out for as soon as somebody gave birth. And symptoms that could cause it or make her spiral into having postpartum depression. So she was monitored closely and guarded jealously so that she doesn't have postpartum depression. Up until recently, where scientists started to talk about it, people really didn't take it seriously. And sometimes when I hear people talk about this thing, they say, oh, what did the people know? But again, indigenous knowledge has always been disregarded and dismissed. Imagine what we can do if we believed or researched indigenous ways of life, right? Okay. Now, let me give you a second example. Obimbawa. Obimbawa is considered heartbreak. And up until recently, scientists now believe that you can actually die from heartbreak. This is something that we have always known. And that is why if somebody tells you Obimbawa, they are actually wishing you death. It is a true and terrible cause for somebody to wish Obimbawa. Do you understand the point I'm trying to make? Now, scientists have researched and come to the conclusion that you can actually die from heartbreak. But we have always known that Obimbawa was dangerous and could kill you, literally. Again, what will we do if we stop disregarding and dismissing indigenous knowledge and stop calling it fake science? Let us remember that validation, Western validation of traditional sciences leads to appropriation of these sciences with credit given to the wrong people and we losing out totally, because our ideas and our sciences get appropriated. We get no credit for it absolutely, while we are still being demonized, disregarded, dismissed, and considered backwards. So let us all be careful